You've told me more than once to show you my intention. My brain gets blocked at times, but now somehow I'll give you my attention. You've got to know that I ain't a person who understands all the clockwork of our romance. You make me feel so alive. Always there in my mind, but I just don't know if I'll dance with the...
Hi ladies, welcome to another decluttering video. We're gonna start today in the office. I have about 3 boxes behind me that needs to be decluttered. So those were the ones those are the ones I took from the desk. So I wanna bring my office chair, I wanna bring a rug in here, but before that, I need to declutter those boxes and then we're gonna move on to some other areas in the house. So let's get decluttering. So here is the plan for the day. I have 3 boxes in there. That's what I want to declutter. This stuff all came from shelves on my desk, mainly from under there. So I said before I'm gonna put anything back, I'm gonna go through all of that and sort through it.
Cold hand, frozen feet, raindrops falling on the street. I can't recall when I last saw the sun. Summer's just a memory, a faded piece of history.
If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Marta. I'm a full-time working mom who is right now going through a process of decluttering my entire house. From top to bottom, or from bottom to top in my case, because I did start in the basement. And I'm just slowly working my way through the house, getting rid of anything that basically we are no longer using and it's just cluttering our space. So I started this process, I think back in November, I want to say, maybe even earlier than that. And it's definitely taking a lot of time. I cannot believe how many things we have in the house. And we are constantly getting rid of it for the past few months, and there's still plenty more to go. So let me know if you are on a decluttering journey as well, because I would love to hear from you how that is going. If you are still feeling motivated and encouraged, because part of the reasons why I'm making these videos is to provide you with motivation and encouragement, because I know the cluttering can get very overwhelming and makes you want to just give up because it's just so much work that you know you have to do to it. So I definitely would love to use this space to offer that support to each other. For example, I know that this office has been extremely overwhelming for me to declutter. There's just so much papers and it's just stuff that I needed to go through, and I could not believe how long it was taking. This was a process that took a few weeks, and this day I am almost done with it. There's just a few little things here and there, but for the most part I'm done with it, but it has taken forever. So let me know what space you are decluttering in your house right now, and let me know how it's going.
The girls are hot, but the beer is cold. Yeah, that's the way we roll. Bathing in the sun, on the beach, having fun. Whoa, these lazy days are never done. I work hard every day, don't waste my time on yesterday. I never shy away from a good time. Coming home.
So like I said, all this stuff that you see in those boxes, that came from my desk. So when I started the decluttering process, I just dumped everything in the box so I can start sort of with a clean space and work my way through it. So instead of kind of going one shelf at the time and decluttering, my approach was to just clear up the desk, put it in the boxes, and then as I had time, go through each box. And I just found it that way to be just a little bit less overwhelming, because as a working mom, I don't necessarily have that much time during the week. So any decluttering is happening on the weekends. And I feel like this would, having kind of this decluttering in progress visible on my desk, would drive me insane, and I would not be able to concentrate at work. So that's why I kind of took this approach. It's probably not very conventional, but it worked. Those boxes were sitting there on the floor for a few weeks, probably 2.5 if I remember correctly. So it took a while. Did it bother me in the back? Yes. But would it bother me more if I had it visible in front of me when I was working? Also, yes. So sometimes you just have to put your own spin on decluttering and just do what works, depending on kind of the lifestyle that you have.
On Friday night, I see my friends and feel alright. There ain't no stopping us from having fun. There ain't no cloud in sight. The future is looking bright. Cruising down the road, no thought of getting old. Girls are hot, but the beer is cold. Yeah, that's the way we roll. Bathing in the sun on the beach.
So here I was just making piles. Most of the stuff that you see me put it on the left side of me, that's things that are basically trash. Anything that I was keeping, I put on the top of the desk. So if you see me like reaching up, that's what I'm doing. And then I had 2 folders on the floor, 2 or 3, that I needed to go through a little kind of slower, go through every single page and see what I have in there. So you're gonna see me do that right after I'm done with this box. So that was all the trash in that box. I just kind of piled it up so I can take it in an easier way to the recycle bin. So the box is not going to be thrown away, but all the stuff in it definitely is. I noticed that I have just a lot of issues with paper clutter in my house. I don't know if it's because I have a tendency to keep everything just in case I need something. But some of the stuff that I found over here was just plain ridiculous, that I even had it. And I'm also a person who likes to like write things down, so and likes to have a physical copy. So for like work, some of those binders are with just the things that I work on at work, and I tend to just print stuff out. Have gotten way better with it because when I look through this binder, there was stuff that I was throwing away because it was, not something I no longer used, and I haven't used it in a long time. So it has gotten better, but I definitely have an issue with paper clutter. So as I'm decluttering, I'm also trying to think of how to create a system so I am not kind of replenishing my clutter with new paper clutter, if that makes any sense. So if you have any good tips, I already put all my bills in that I'm getting them electronically. I changed that. I don't know, I was hesitating for a long time, but I finally did that. So I know that's gonna get rid of a lot of paper clutter. But I think just those random things that I gather, I think that's gonna be still my biggest issue to tackle.
In and out of love, never get enough. We never seem to get older.
So here's my progress. All of this trash, the bin is staying, but it's holding on like the recyclable stuff. I have trash, and then I have an empty bin. I have those, and then I have this that I'm keeping. So overall, I'm getting rid of most of the stuff in those bins.
When things are going right, you seem to have the time. But when it's hard, you just grow cold up. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat, cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires.
So for now, I think that's all I'm gonna leave there. I have to figure out what to do with those cables in there. I think I've seen some sort of cable organized from Amazon, so I'll do some research because it's not looking so great. But I still have all those boxes around here, and my closet is full of stuff. Now this is all stuff that I am keeping, plus my husband left some of his tools because he has to put up some sort of a closet system. I already got it, so hopefully he'll get to it tonight. And that's all the trash we have.
Ourselves. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat.
So I brought this rug from our bedroom. My husband has his desk set up over there. When COVID began, that's what, we set up a little area with a desk and a chair and all that upstairs. So he has a space to work, but basically that did not work out so well because he usually spends his time working in the living room. So we decided, you know what, we're just gonna bring it here. There's no point of us buying another one. I brought it here and we just set up, we changed the chairs because from time to time, we're gonna use that desk upstairs when we have like an important meeting and we don't want to have any like background noises. That's what we're gonna do. But he has an extremely comfortable chair upstairs, so we switched that with what I had over here, which was basically a chair from a dining room set. So I was definitely excited to have that.
Told me more than once to show you my intention. My brain gets blocked at times, but now.
You guys, I have my closet. So my husband just finished installing it. I am super excited because there's so much more space that I can utilize so I can actually see things. Not space that I can put more stuff in, but it's easier for me to see. So I'm not finding myself just hoarding stuff and I don't even know I'm hoarding it. So let's put some things away.
Somehow I'll give you my attention. You've got to know that I ain't a person who understands all the clockwork of our romance. You make me feel so alive, always there in my mind. But I just don't know if I'll dance with the lights on.
So let me tell you, I was extremely happy to finally be able to put the stuff on the shelves. As I was putting it, there was a lot of back and forth. This was not easy to organize, and I don't think this is gonna stay that way exactly like I'm gonna show you. Even as I was going through this process, what I filmed by the end of the day, it was already moved a little bit to a different position. I am really a believer that when I'm organizing a space, what works for me is I need to set it up and then I need to live with it for a while and see what works, what's functioning, what's not, and kind of rearrange it as I go. So I don't know if you are the same way, but I definitely found that I no longer have the expectation of I'm going to set it up and it's going to be like that, because I know once I start using it, some things are going to work and some things won't. And the whole idea is to make the space more functional. So if it's not functioning the way I want it or the way that I had envisioned in my head, that means I have to just switch it and make it better for myself. So let me know if you're using a similar process. And here I had already decluttered that box. So this was just basically, if you watched my previous video, I was sorting different categories of items into different boxes. And now that I have those little organizers, I'm trying to kind of sort it out and see what's going to work best. And again, definitely not staying that way because I'm already seeing some issues with it, but at least now it's nicely organized and I can see how I can best use that space. And I know it's actually stuff I am using and not clutter.
You were my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you. You and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like now.
Okay, this is what we have. I mean, compared to the before, this looks absolutely amazing. It's still not done, obviously. Now I'm just kind of trying to figure out how to organize it. So For example, for the weights, I already looked up on Amazon some small stand for them. Eventually, that's when I move to the basement, but for the time being, I am exercising in here. I have some organization over here as well. I'm still debating on a few things here and there. I already changed it a few times from what you have seen on a little clip. But yeah, right now I'm just reusing basically everything I already had and just trying to figure out how to organize what I have. So, but it seems on one hand that I still have a lot of stuff, but on the other, there's just so much more space. Like it's so airy. On the bottom here, I want to put a cabinet for my scrapbooking. So if you have seen it in my video with basement declutter, I have a lot of scrapbooking stuff down there. So I want to bring it here, but I want to put it in a nice cabinet and organize it. And here are all the boxes that I had that were holding it. They're all empty, so I'm going to get those out of here. And there is a little box over here that needs to go to the basement. Those are like keepsakes. And yeah, those are gonna be dealt with, if you will, and not dealt with, but organized when I get to it. But pretty proud of myself and my husband for helping me organize it, and yeah, feels so much better.
Shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep in your worn out sweaters, thinking we'll be.
And now we are moving on to my daughter's closet. She has a lot of stuff. She has a lot of hand-me-downs, and she absolutely loves clothes. So this is definitely an area where it's a bit of a struggle because it's definitely not following what Ali says in Declutter Like a Mother, where, I think her kids have very few clothes, like literally, it's almost like a capsule closet for kids kind of a thing. That is definitely not my kids. And as I was thinking about it, I don't want it to be my kids either, unless they want that and they are not like that. My son definitely has much less clothes. He's not that into that. Like he likes simple and matching it. So I think he would more fall into the category of, less. She definitely likes to mix and match and all. That's kind of, it's almost like one of her love languages. She just really likes it. But while I am not kind of paring it down to a few items, I did want to go through it and get rid of anything that no longer fit her or she didn't like anymore, and also organize it in a way that it's easily visible for me when it's the time to go through the next, size clothes up where that stuff was at. Because even though it was organized into boxes, it was not working out for me because I had to dig through, size 6 to get to size 5. It was just kind of not working out so well. So that was the goal for this day. It was the day after, I think. And just wanted to go through it again and organize it. So you're going to see me going through a lot of shoes. And I think shoes were the biggest struggle because it's not, there was just a lot of them. So I had to really look through it, what I have, what she's actually going to like to wear. And if anything was too damaged from the clothes or shoes, I just got rid of it. Or if anything I knew it's not her style, she was there with me, as you can see her in the background, and she was telling me what she wants to keep and what she definitely is not going to wear. And I think that's the big struggle with hand-me-downs is, you want to keep it because it was given to you and, it was given out of place of love. But sometimes, you just have too much of it. And when it's not the style that your child is going to wear, I don't know, for some reason I had a hard time getting rid of some stuff. But whatever she didn't like, it was definitely donated. So it still went to a good use. But you're going to see, she still kept a lot of stuff.
I get so caught up in the middle, thinking of drowning in those blue eyes. I'm losing sight 'cause I am falling. I'm so deep down, and it's not a lie that I die can't hide what this is. Yeah, I keep drowning in those blue eyes, and you can tell me all of your lies. I will put out all of the fire if it gets too dark.
So I decided to have shoes in boxes and clothes into kind of those fabric bins or containers that go under the bed. Because shoes are bulky, I figured plastic bins are going to look better. So what I simply did is on a piece of paper, I wrote down the sizes of the shoes that are in the box. So when she, next year, when her feet get bigger, I can go in and grab that box and we can go pull the shoes that she can wear during that time. Versus before, they were kind of just thrown in and it was hard for me to find things. So that was the plan. All the dress up clothes went to the playroom because that way she can play with it more, because where she plays, it's 99% of the time it's downstairs. So again, when I'm going through this decluttering process, obviously the big and most important part of it is to sort through your stuff and get rid of anything that you no longer are going to use. But the second part is to organize what you are left with in a functional way. So not a way that you see on Pinterest or you see other people do, but the way that's actually going to function, the way that you want it to function in your house.
Too dark. I'll be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light. Be your light.
And these are the little containers that I got for clothes storage or bins. So I organized the clothes by size again. So each container has, I think this one was like size 8 and then size 9. So she is getting hand-me-downs from her cousin who is 3.5 years older than her, and she's also she's much taller tall for her age. And my daughter is, I would say, average size. So there is, almost like sometimes 4 or 5 years before she gets to wear those clothes. But they're all in great condition, so why not keep it? And she, so far she's wearing a majority of the stuff that her cousin gives her. So I decided to put that under her bed so it's easier to grab. We don't have to, look at all the stuff in her closet all the time. It can be stored under the bed until she is ready to wear that particular size. So let me know how you guys deal with hand-me-downs. And one of the things I was thinking about when I was decluttering and going through clothes is how much harder it is to kind of size down or, with how much clothes they have when you live in a place that has all 4 seasons. And, particularly for me, I live in the Chicago area, so it's not even like it's 4 seasons. It's within each season, there are, some days are extremely warm, some days are extremely hot, for a particular season. So it's not like I can, totally put all the winter clothes away during spring, or in summer I cannot have any long sleeves. I feel like we're using those clothes throughout the year. Obviously, we don't wear snow pants during summertime, but you know what I mean. It's just, I feel like I would have been able to downsize much more if I lived in, I don't know, Florida, for example, where the weather does not vary that much from season to season. And this is the end result. As you can see, a lot of stuff that is getting donated, that is getting out of this closet. She still has a lot of clothes, but I think as we are going through this, we can learn more about keeping fewer pieces for her. And those boxes with shoes are in the bottom of the closet. So I hope you guys had enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some motivation. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.